Mixed Tag Show.
The Mixed Tag Show.
With Jenna. And Blue.
Damn.
Now, here's your host, Jenna and Blue Magic.
What's going on? Yeah, it's the Mixed Tag Show with
Jenna and TKO.
Oh.
Really?
Boom. Drop a bomb for that, huh?
No.
No?
You can't be cutting me out on the titles.
I apologize. My fault, son. My fault.
BTP.
With
Jenna and Blue, I guess. Jenna and Blue, damn it.
okay. All right.
What's up, buddy?
And as you said, we do have a guest on the show today.
Yes, we do.
Introducing,
TKO.
also known as TK Crew from last season's fantasy
I was.
draft.
He was the second winner. I mean,
Second
second
place.
place. He wasn't actually a winner.
Damn
See-
you, Joey.
I'm sorry.
If Joey lived in the area, he'd be here, but
I don't know. Would he be here?
maybe.
Would he?
I don't know.
He's the winner. When he gets his prize, he would have got it on the show.
Yeah, well.
But, yeah.
Joey, come out or I'm going to take your prize.
Oh,
Just saying.
oh.
When is he getting his prize, by the way? Because I've been asked numerous times, when is he getting his prize? So.
And we discussed this behind closed doors, and we'll continue to discuss this
All
behind
right, I'm
closed
just
doors.
making sure. I'm just making sure.
It's in the works.
All right.
How was your week?
My week was good. It went by quick, actually.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel the same. How
Yeah.
about you, TKO?
It was good. You know, just doing, I'm training currently for wrestling. So
Nice.
that's what I've been doing and working. So
That's dope.
nothing special.
Yeah.
Just got off from that Royal Rumble trip. I was there too with Jenna.
Nice.
Fun trip.
We wound up matching our favorites. So
Oh yeah,
so
that was
epic.
lit.
That
It
was
was
good.
pretty lit. So we got a future wrestler.
So you're not gonna ask me about my week?
Oh,
No, because it's the
Oh yeah.
Mixed Tag Show with Jenna and TKO.
Oh, okay.
How was your week, Blue? How was it?
It was awesome. You know, it was my son's birthday this week.
Happy belated to young Azul.
He turned 5 on Tuesday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
We did basically we did like a little get together for family at the house.
Okay.
His birthday party is really next Saturday.
Oh, so it's not happy belated.
No, like his party, it's next Saturday.
Oh, but his birthday
His
actually.
birthday was this past
Because you
Tuesday.
posted something, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah, no.
All right, so, and I
Yeah.
commented because I'm a good person.
And then
And I have love
yesterday,
for the young God.
yes, you are. You're a good
Okay.
person.
Wow. Oh, my God. See?
I need to bring
Look
it
at
up
my,
speed it up
let
here.
my
I gotta
co-host,
bring it to
man.
speed it up here.
Trying to
And then
kiss ass
yesterday-
so I can get here, be the co-host.
Permanently. Okay.
And yesterday I did my vision board.
I'm proud of you. I've been telling you, you know,
Thank you.
even though we were supposed to do it together, but
I'm sorry, but you
you
know,
did it with someone else.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Well, let's continue. Cause
It was fun, though.
Yep. I bet it was. It would have been
You
fun
was
with
on
me.
it. Am I on yours? No.
Yes. Yes, I showed you mine.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You never showed me
Yes, I
yours.
did. We had this conversation about one of the things coming true. Literally had this conversation.
Okay, but I don't remember seeing it. So send it to me.
I
again.
showed it to you, but okay. Anyway, let's continue because we don't have that much time.
As
And
usual.
we have a guest and what have you.
Right. As always, you got some fly clothes on right there.
Yes, I do.
You got the Eddie going on today.
Yes, the chalk line Eddie Guerrero Latino Heat
Nice.
plus the Eddie shirt. It's not the
Nice.
latest one, but it's still
the
on the shop.
Scarface. The Scarface. That's
That's
just
it.
mean.
Shout out to the
I got that
WWE
too.
shop.
Shout out to WWE shop. I got the boss today representing our girl Sasha.
So we
Get
kind of
ready.
matching.
You know, we got our little sons on.
You know what I'm saying? And we got the man.
I got the man on. There you go, right there.
There you go.
Hopefully the main event, WrestleMania.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
You really wanted to be the main event?
Now we get into that.
All right.
So if you want to go ahead and get your merch, go ahead and click in the bio in our Twitter and Instagram at The Mixed Tag Show, or on our personal at,
Miss Jenna Baby, BAYBEE.
or at Blue Magic Grind, spelled how it sound.
Boom.
Or you can click in the description in the YouTube channel and go ahead and click on that link. You can also click on our On It plug.
Yes.
Make sure to use the code name TMTS
Yes.
to get your merch over there, and also collar and elbow.
Well, not merch, supplements to help your workouts.
got merch
we got
there,
a
too.
future wrestler here, so you gotta get the supplements in.
And
you
get
can
on
get
that.
merch there too.
I understand, but you just said merch,
It's
supplements.
merchandise.
apparel, and supplements.
That's not a merchandise.
Shout out to Collar and Elbow as well.
That is merchandise. Collar Elbow.
Thank you.
Collar Elbow is merchandise.
Okay, 'cause I'm like, whose side are you on?
No.
Okay.
Don't be trying to intimidate
Listen,
TKO.
Whatever.
Don't be bossing people around.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
So yeah, also the code TMTS for both of those two on it
Yes.
and Collar and Elbow.
It's
Help
our
us get
link
some
tree.
coins. Is in our link trees. The same thing as you do with the WWE shop. Clicking the link in the bio, in the description.
I've used the link.
There you go.
Hey,
See?
he's a
That's how you got the man shirt.
That's how you got the man
There
shirt.
you go.
He's on the show. He's been supporting us, holding us down
Hold it
Since
down.
day one.
since day one. Legit since day one. You've been a real one. Thank you, sir.
So
Applaud him, please.
Oh, sorry.
Applaud him.
Thank you. Big fan.
Now we shall move on to our the Mixed Tag Show Season 3 Fantasy Draft. Now over to you, Gina.
Oh.
He thought that was funny.
It was.
Funny. All right, Bob. So it looks like
I'm not Bob.
you
Bob.
are Bob. Is that not his name?
No.
I like it.
No,
I like it
no,
too.
No. Go ahead, Gina.
All right. Let's see. Actually,
Bob Magic Grind.
Bob Magic
No,
Grind.
We're not making this trend.
No. Well, we're gonna do it. All right. So in the lead this week today, Bob is that didn't make sense. In the lead this week today, Bob.
You said it.
I said it. All right. Well,
Should have just kept it going.
kept it going.
Yeah.
No, well, it didn't make sense. So
Go ahead.
anyway, I didn't really get all the points together, but it looks like in the lead overall. In the lead, give me some music. I'm stalling here.
I don't
You're
have
not.
no music for this.
You're the worst person.
I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Exactly. In the lead this week is said Mixed Emotions, 214 points.
Just give us the last place.
What do you mean? Just give us the last place. He's in the first place.
I know, but are you gonna go through all the points, or are you gonna just do his?
No, I'm just gonna go through all of them. Everybody wants to know where they're at, right?
I guess.
So
I would if I was in
That's
this
what I'm saying.
season.
Go ahead.
Next up is looks like the Knight Riders with 171 points.
Okay.
And then after the Knight Riders, we have Undisputed Art Era with 169 points.
That's close.
That is very close. That's only 2 points.
Yep.
Only 2 points. And then we have, let's
An
see.
appearance.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. The Nation of McFly Nation, Craig, 100.
These
You ain't
names.
gotta lie, Craig. 137.5 points, right?
Right.
And then how many teams is that so far?
4, I think.
Okay,
4 or
then
5.
we Okay, then we have next up the McMahon regime. Shout out to Saeed. Yep, with 68 points, and last, and certainly not least, X3. The favorite posers at 17.66 points. That's terrible.
Well, you still got a lot of times, a lot of game to play. The points are not too bad.
That's not good though. That's not really good. It's really bad,
he got
actually.
time. He got time.
Actually, you need to step up your game.
That's it.
Well, your team does. I don't know.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, you gotta speak to creative. So
And that was the draft for season 3 of the Mixed Tag Show.
good job, Bob.
No problem, Gina.
Alrighty.
Let's go to your show.
All right, we're gonna kick off with the man
Of course.
and Stephanie McMahon. So she invited her on the show. Brawl happened. What'd you think?
I really already see where they're going with this. It's the whole Stone Cold and Vince McMahon kind of thing, in my opinion. It's refreshing, seeing it from a different dynamic.
Okay.
I don't know. It was cool. It was cool for what it was.
Okay. What about you?
I mean, I like what Becky's doing. Now she's on both shows, you know, bringing something, bringing some viewers,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely adding some clout with that. She's really like double duty right now.
Yeah, but see, my thing is, I don't know. I'm still on a Becky high, but I'm just like
You feel like they're overdoing it.
a little bit. Like it didn't do much for me when she opened up both shows.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like you said, I think they're doing the whole Stone Cold thing, with the whole brawl and everything. I just felt like something was missing. I don't know, maybe because it's predictable now
Right.
what they're trying to do, and obviously it's just a way to get Charlotte onto the show. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I mean, into the match, but I think that's what's souring it for me because we know ultimately what's gonna happen.
Right.
Right.
Because
So.
I was thinking the same thing. Because even when Asuka made her choice, she just moved to SmackDown. You didn't see her on Raw no more.
No, you actually did see her on Raw. And
Did
I was
we?
talking to
I
this
think she was
about
on
Asha.
Raw.
Yeah, because was the match between her and Sasha, which was.
I mean, that was
match
the
of
night
year.
after, but
That was like well, then she had Becky the week after that. I mean, not Becky, Bailey the week after that.
Yeah.
well,
But I think
didn't
after
it
those
ta-
two
it-
matches,
it took
she-
like a month though
But I mean,
for
she
her to
was
pick Charlotte, right? Because she didn't pick at first.
Yeah, that's
at the
what happened.
Rumble.
She didn't pick at Rumble.
right.
The
Yeah.
moment she picked Charlotte,
Yeah.
she was
Then,
gone.
Then she was on
Yeah.
SmackDown.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. So with her picking Ronda already, she should be gone from SmackDown. Like, there's no reason for her to be on SmackDown right now. For what? You're not chasing that title.
That's true.
But you know what it is?
They need to figure Charlotte into it also.
They have to
so-
figure Charlotte into it, and on top of that, now you have the majority of the women. When we'll talk about that in a bit,
Right.
with the tag team titles, it's like there's a void missing. And like Ronda legit doesn't have an opponent until Mania, so it's
Right.
like
So
there's
maybe once Charlotte gets figured into it, maybe they'll all just be on Raw the last few weeks until Mania.
Nah, I don't
this
know.
is
But
gonna
to
be
me,
a
it's
mess.
like, but to me, it's like you have two women coming up anyway. You got Lacey Evans and you got Nikki Cross going to SmackDown, so you're getting 2 for 1 anyway. So
yeah, but then you have to build those two up.
that's what the show is for.
Yeah, but this is not the time to build.
But this
those
is
two
why
up.
you don't give your top star the Royal Rumble win. Asuka wasn't the top person at Raw when she won.
Yeah,
She was there. She had presence,
yeah.
but to make that move, you don't do that unless you plan to stick them there like Rollins.
Ronda Rousey versus the Riott Squad. So, what did you think of her?
This
her
was
promo?
stupid to me.
Why was it stupid?
The promo was cool, I guess, but to me, overall, this is like now you're gonna have her running through everybody because she already ran through 4 horsewomen. Now you're gonna have her run through a Riott Squad, Riott Squad in one night.
Did you see the WWE posted yesterday with the list of people she's run through? Basically,
yeah.
I was like, get the hell out of here.
And that's my thing is like, so you did that twice on Raw for what? To make up for last week?
I don't know, like you, and I think you have to make at this point the Riott Squad strong. Like
Right.
they haven't really had,
A presence like they're supposed
yeah.
to. They started off that way,
yeah.
and then it slowly died out because Riott, Ruby should have been
Who are you talking about? Riott, Nikki, who?
Ruby Riott
Messing with you.
should have been like one of the top people right now,
Yeah,
and you made the Riott Squad look like nothing.
yeah.
So
What do you think?
I mean, I don't see what the point in that was either, because like you said,
Mm-hmm.
they're just running down the Riott Squad, and aren't they in the chamber?
Exactly.
They're
Right.
in the chamber. She's
Exact-
what's Ronda doing? Like, she's not going to be doing anything really till Mania, probably, right?
Exactly.
Except
Have this
maybe
match
some matches on Raw.
and have this match at Elimination Chamber.
I think she should have came out
I was about to say that.
during Raw
when, like during
when Becky was out there, instead of them just like crossing paths backstage.
Yeah.
That you
Yeah.
only really need. What was the point in the two?
No,
two
I
matches?
understand, and then the whole thing this with the crowd, like, now you want to boo me or cheer or something crazy,
Yeah.
something like that.
What do you think she's gonna go heel now?
Nah, she
I
can't.
don't-
handle
I
that.
don't
She
know.
won't be able to handle that.
I don't think she can. She not
Well,
just
she's
yet.
leaving, right?
I don't. Well,
Nobody,
it's not confirmed.
it's all speculation. What I was gonna say is that if you're gonna have Becky on both shows, you might have Ronda on both shows. Have Ronda pull up on Becky on SmackDown.
Especially if you're gonna have Charlotte come into this match, Ronda
Right.
has to show up on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, maybe Ronda could have came out and taunted her when she was
Right.
with Triple H.
She did have that nice line though, with Becky when she said Advil and ice about her knee.
Oh, I didn't get.
All right.
I didn't
Anyway,
get it. I didn't get it.
anyway,
I
never mind.
saw it.
Right, you didn't think much of it.
Eh, it's fun. So,
All right,
Boston
Boston
Hug
Hug.
Connection versus Nikki Cross and Alicia Fox, and as
Our
we can
girl.
Our girl. Where's the
Our
button?
girl.
see, yeah,
You have to do it. Come on.
I did it earlier.
No,
Come on,
you didn't.
Michael. There you go.
You didn't do it earlier. You did Becky.
I did her too
No, you didn't.
when I said I
didn't
have
hear
her
it.
shirt on
What happened?
I didn't hear it.
because y'all don't have headphones on
No, we heard that just now.
because y'all was talking over me.
See, it's always I say now I have proof that you say stuff.
Oh,
That doesn't
really?
exactly happen.
See, this is what the best part is that this is early into the show, so
Yeah.
easily you just rewind back to when I said, "Hey, I got Sasha's shirt on." Boop, boss time.
Never happened.
All right.
And speaking of which, I've been waiting to bring this up. Shout out to G again. We were talking a couple of weeks ago. He said sometimes you have to get at my boy because he be saying stuff.
He's
What-
trying to make you feel
what-
comfortable.
What Wait, let me. Can I say? Oh, okay.
He's
Now
trying to
we're
make
not.
you
Now we're not gonna use the soundboard. Okay.
He's trying to make
Shout
you
out to
feel
you,
comfortable.
G.
He's trying to make
You
you
is
feel
the-
comfortable.
Shout out to G. You is the man, son.
He's
Well,
trying to
not
make
the
you-
actual man because Becky is the man,
He's
but you
trying
are
to-
the man, son.
Anywho,
That's my guy.
so
That's my guy right there.
as we can see,
Sorry.
Boston Hug is advanced into elimination chamber.
Messed
was-
you up a little bit, huh?
It was an interesting take. We'll go more into that as
Yeah.
we go into hot topics, and that was pretty much Raw. Raw was like, and I forgot to take the grades, so I'll pull that up now.
Why we didn't really talk about Boston Hug and Nikki. What happened?
Because it was really of a match. It was barely doing everything, and that's
Well, you said we're gonna talk about it.
and hot topics.
Don't talk to me that way. And what do people think about that?
That's what I forgot to take.
What, is he booing Boston Hug? Right
No,
now?
It sounds like he's booing Boston Hug.
I was booing this girl.
You know what? You all over the place. I really need a new co-host.
No, you don't.
See, when I get the notes together, you got the grades, you got everything. It's
Oh,
situated.
we're not doing that today.
Oh, no? We're
No,
not gonna do it in front
no.
of company.
Nope.
All right.
You already know how we are. We don't.
How did you rate Raw?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I get that drink a D.
What about you?
I only saw the beginning, so I'll just
Well, from what you saw, what did you think?
People always generous, man.
probably like a C.
See?
Like, I don't know. It wasn't anything special when I looked
Yeah.
back at it, so.
Yeah, I think I gave it a D plus or something like D plus.
Yeah, they gave it like a B minus.
Yeah, no, y'all bugging for giving it a
How many people vote for that?
22 people.
22.
22?
Yeah. Yeah, y'all bugging.
Yeah, I don't.
Not
get
too many people voted this week. I guess it wasn't that good of a show, but yeah, no, I just think that
I was tired from the big game. I don't want to get
probably,
sued.
but not only
I don't want
that,
to get sued.
I just think that I said on Twitter like Raw is reverting back to Raw. Like changes are coming, but yet this was a pretty trash show.
Yeah, we'll get into that too.
Should
I
have
guess.
put the belt on Balor.
Oh, I thought you meant to say.
And well,
Leave
Sasha's
my
gonna
man
get those
Brock
tag
alone.
titles, so
Yeah, but why can't she be double champion?
because the man's gotta get the title at Mania
Well, she could get this. This is the point.
after Mania.
Ronda
Maybe
should.
SummerSlam.
Ronda should have went to SmackDown.
Yep.
Okay.
Becky should have won the
Yeah.
SmackDown title, and then there you go. The man got that title. We got Sasha is,
That was my idea.
and I'm co-signing with you.
I thought of that too, so I agree
Right?
with that. But it,
And then just
you know,
leave Charlotte
Vince
somewhere.
like, nope.
Right, exactly. On to your show.
On to my show. So
Nope.
we had a little situation with Charlotte, Becky.
Speaking
and,
of Charlotte.
yeah, speaking of Charlotte,
Dun, dun, dun.
and
Sorry.
Triple H, a surprising intro.
Dun, dun. Sorry.
What do you guys think about the segment between those three?
Again, it didn't do much for me. I just felt like it's predictable. That's what I wanted to say in regards to Becky. I forgot why she doesn't want to go to the doctor.
Because last time she went to the doctor, they kept her from doing the main event, so she thinks it's a conspiracy now.
Is this like
They're trying to protect Ronda as her thought process.
But are they gonna like take her off TV now? Do you think for like a couple weeks
I don't-
until maybe
Nah.
Chamber?
I don't
No.
think they are. But they're gonna
I
find.
don't. But see, I don't get what the point in suspending her then is. Is she's just gonna come back next week?
Well, suspending her because you got to find a way for Charlotte to get into this match.
Right.
So, this is the storyline.
Yeah.
Right.
So
she
now-
can't compete. So and that was what Charlotte said. So since
Exactly.
you can't do it, I could just hop right
so
in.
maybe they do like a number one contender at Chamber or something.
Maybe.
And then Becky can come out and say she got
Maybe.
after the match. I don't know.
I mean, I guess to make this a little bit
Just
exciting,
'cause
but
if
it's
you
just
suspend them, I think you should drag it out a little, and not like have her come back next week.
through the
Then
crowd.
it would be pointless.
unless she does the same thing, just or sits this time and not actually comes out. You know what I mean?
like they do something different. Like sit ringside. I got a ticket or something. You know.
Yeah, like the whole show, just
Right.
sit there. Well, maybe not the whole show because people might actually bother her. But anyway,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I feel like I'm a hater, but I'm not a hater.
Like why she's in the segment.
No, I'm just saying with Charlotte, like, I don't know. I'm not feeling this heel turn yet. I just feel like
So
maybe
this-
because Becky's
She
too
sounds
hot
like
right now.
She sounds like the brat to me because when Triple H is like, go to the back, this doesn't concern you. It sound like a father scorning
no,
the
not
kid a
even
bit.
that.
To me, I'm talking about to me.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, go back to the back. This doesn't concern you. Like
I just when she's like, oh yeah, Becky, it's just
that's
just
what I'm saying. She's the little kid.
no, well for me that doesn't come on. It just seems like when she had her heel, when she was a heel on Raw, it was more defiant. Like, I'm the queen and what have you. But this is just, I don't know. Yeah, maybe he's like whiny and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think? In regards to Charlotte.
Did they establish her as a heel this week, or was
because last week she was established as a heel.
Yeah.
I didn't see last week, so that's why.
Yeah, it was more so like, because when we had shout out to Peter A when he was on the show, he was like, yeah, she's a heel, but she wasn't a heel at that particular moment. But now, yeah, the promos that she was in.
Now she's belittling the crowd.
When I saw that part, I was like, yeah, she sounds totally like a heel now.
Yeah.
So I just wasn't sure when they kind of established that, but yeah.
I think it was and legit at Rumble, right? The way she was like at Becky's knee,
right?
That was very heel like. So yeah, she's definitely a heel right now.
I do appreciate Becky going at Triple H, smacking him. And then, Triple H, like, that little stare down was cool. Just a little bit too long, but it was cool. I would just loved if Becky would have walked away, stopped, give her the chop, and kept walking. Right. I thought I would put the icing on the cake, like, taunting-wise. But, yeah, that's just me.
I don't know why it didn't do anything for me. I'm just, like, for both segments. Like, I think this is monumental. Like, it's dope for Becky, right? Who would have thought that she has, like, a program with
Triple H and
Stephanie, right?
Yeah. That whole, is your wife cleared?
Yeah. Like I said, Becky always has like those zingers.
So another segment that happened on SmackDown is the 6-man for Elimination Chamber preparations. I felt like, to me, SmackDown altogether felt rushed, and Raw too, a bit. Like either the timing was just off. Because even at the end of SmackDown, when they did the whole entire brawl or whatever, mind you, Small Joe is the man. Him taking out each and every one throughout the night was smart. That's the only part I like about SmackDown, to be honest.
A savage.
But it's just like with Joe, and I love Joe too, but it's just like, okay, but he's going to go through all these people just to not win at Elimination Chamber.
That's the problem. And that's the thing that everybody gets mad about. Like, Joe deserves so much more than this. And the reason why I say the time seemed off is, like, after SmackDown, AJ was in the ring for mad long, and the camera stayed on him. Then they went to Daniel Bryan in the back. Then they went back to AJ in the ring. I'm like, this is like 5 minutes of just them looking at each other. And
AJ came out last?
Yeah. He cleared the ring.
Oh, I didn't put those points. I got to update those points.
Yeah, AJ came out. AJ came out and cleared the ring. They all came out. That's when Mustafa got the big eye. And
he came out. Oopsie. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
The points might be a little...
That point was good. I told you about Mustafa. I told you to give him 4. For the appearance. I told you about Mustafa. So Mustafa's good.
But did I put main event? You get 10 points.
Man, yeah, so you missed it.
Well, we'll see. I'll figure it out.
She'll figure it out.
Sorry, guys.
But, yeah, did you guys see that ending part? I'm guessing you didn't.
No.
I saw a clip on YouTube of them just all brawling.
Yeah, like, it seems like
you see
SmackDown
Mustafa's eye?
Yeah.
How'd that happen? Did you get...
During the brawl, nobody's picked out what happened. It just happened during the brawl.
Okay.
Everybody was all over the place, like people high flying and getting choked out and
looks like I got hit in the face
elbow.
with a bat or something.
Yeah.
Ooh, that eye was crazy.
So I'm like, would you grade SmackDown since you guys didn't see it?
I mean, I saw the majority of it, or at least half of it, and I didn't think much of it either. So I'm gonna give it. I gave what? Raw a D+. I'm gonna give this a C-.
I was thinking C- as well.
There we go. Make it a 3 C-.
We're gonna give it C-.
And the people gave it an A.
I was about to say that what an A.
An A.
You guys
are very.
I mean, if you want to confirm it, that's an A.
That is.
Oh wow.
I'm like, what? What are you guys watching out there?
I don't know. Listen.
What are you guys watching?
But it comes down like people have their opinions and like what they like, right?
Right. Anything from 205 Live from you guys?
Nope.
NXT?
Nope.
I gotta watch that NXT UK because Walter came back. That's my guy.
That's your guy.
Gotta check him out.
Guy.
Yeah.
Hot topics.
It's gonna be a little bit jumping around everywhere. Tonight, AEW Double or Nothing ticket announcement is at 9 p.m. So if you listen to this early on a Thursday tonight, make sure you lock in to get information if you're trying to plan to go to Double or Nothing. I will be going. So me and my Undisputed Brothers will be planning accordingly. Cannot wait. Like, we're so excited for this Vegas trip.
Am I invited?
Oh.
You said.
I didn't. But we have this conversation every week.
You said, but you might be invited. Well, you might have to come. You might have to come.
You might
because I'm working on something.
Alrighty. More unhappy wrestlers in WWE.
Yeah, Sanity used their Twitter to show their unhappiness in WWE. Killian Dane tweets, "Where is Sanity?" While Alexander Wolf responds, "Sick of this." And then what happened later is that, the other two from Sanity went on their matches, and Killian Dane said, "My two partners had a match last night in Vancouver, and my wife had a match with Raw and Regina, and I'm home." Was it something I said? But everybody's been saying this, like, Sandy, if you're going to bring Nikki Cross, why didn't you just put them with Sandy? Like, why do you have to toy around
We've
with
been saying this since they've gotten called up. I mean, as much as I love the Usos, and I think you have, you have something about that? And
Yeah, I do.
As much as I love the Usos, why are they getting the opportunity?
Why is Heavy Machinery getting opportunities on both shows?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just like I'm confused with Sanity. Just like I thought they would have been really dope on the main roster. Right?
Did you like Sanity?
I think they should. I did, but I don't know. It just kind of lost me now.
Since they've been in SmackDown.
And since they're not with Nikki, they're just kind of seems off.
Yeah.
Seems very off.
That's why when they did call up without Nikki, I was like, this is not good.
They should have came in, just beat up everybody and maybe won the titles.
And then on top of that, it's like, okay, then you have Nikki in a random ass tag team match against Sasha and Bayley
with Alicia Fox.
Like, there's no correlation. You didn't allude to that the week before.
Yeah, didn't you mention how now that they don't really have that many women, they're just gonna throw people together into tag teams, right? Just like Carmella and Naomi.
Yeah, but they could have did a better job with that. Plus, if you're part of Sanity, you don't really play nice with others. So I kind of didn't like that. When you wanted to introduce Nikki the first time, cool. But don't make it a habit because you're taking away from her character. Her character is radical that everybody's just like, yo, I don't understand you. I get it. Alicia Fox is kind of off the wall too, but it's two different things.
And with that said, right, when Vince McMahon said back last year, Christmas Eve or what have you, and announced the women tag team matches, there should have been little backstage segments going on, build-ups, exactly. Showing, okay, now we can see why there's a pairing, with Nikki, right? Like you said, Nikki's crazy, and Alicia's a little out there too, so they could have had a segment where they were both just, doing something crazy, and then okay, that's why they're paired together.
Right.
With Naomi and Carmella, I don't see...
That was just thrown together.
Yeah.
It looked like.
Legit
I didn't see any
together.
build
They
up.
both like to dance? Because Lana got hurt. That was the thing, because Lana got hurt. That's usually her partner. Are you on my side of the table again?
My legs are much shorter than yours, so I don't know how I'm on your side of the table. But continue.
I wish I could see this. But yeah, it's just random, as we always say. And
so the main event of WrestleMania has been decided, or has it?
Or has it? Apparently, they're saying, according to Sports Illustrated, WWE has decided to go with Lynch versus Ronda Rousey to main event WrestleMania 35. Applaud that, right?
With potential Charlotte.
I mean, Charlotte hasn't been mentioned, but it's not out of
right.
It's not out of realm
because of what they've been doing.
Right.
So
I'm so conflicted, guys. The stan in me, the big fan in me, feels bad.
What you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean what I mean? You know why.
I get it.
It's not with Sasha.
She's been the one that wanted to be the first to main event, right?
I think it should have been the Four Horsewomen in a Fatal 4-Way.
It should have been.
Had they not put Sasha and Bayley back together and they kept that whole
and have Ronda run everything. It
Ronda versus Asuka. I mean, that would have been a cool match if they're
trying to keep Asuka away from Ronda for the longest. They're not trying to touch that.
I just, again, it goes back to what we said last week. It's Ronda's good, big match run, right? She's good in that sense, but the promos, especially when we're gearing up to the big show, and it's
in Jersey,
in New York, New Jersey, yeah,
Jersey, New York.
New York, New Jersey.
New York.
When they do it?
I don't care how they do it.
Well, you should, because that's what it is.
No, it's not.
fact,
Where's the stadium?
Well, most of the stuff's in New York.
Thank
though.
you, which was
It
what I was going to
is.
say.
That's fine.
Thank you, sir. No,
But
that's
WrestleMania
it. Anyway,
is in
so on that
Jersey.
note, whatever. On that note,
Everything's in New York.
Exactly.
WrestleMania's in New Jersey.
That's it.
There you
Exactly.
go.
The biggest show is in Jersey. That's what matters.
But the New York Giants and Jets play there.
And
what are they called?
New York.
I will take their money. That's fine. But listen.
Meanwhile, as he wears
I was about to say that. He's got a Yankee
But that's
cap
different,
on.
though.
Why is it different?
Because Yankees play in New York. Like, that's fine. I'm a Yankee fan. When Jersey ain't got no baseball team.
Right, but Jersey doesn't have a football team.
And that's fine.
It's fine. It's okay.
But
Jersey's
they pay
forgotten.
their money in Jersey. Okay.
It's
anyway.
forgotten. Don't worry about it. Anyway, it's okay.
But
Don't worry about it, son.
WWE trying to lock down talents. According to PW Insider, WWE has been meeting with talents whose deals expire soon. We discussed this a few weeks ago, I think. They're trying to get them to sign 5-year deals like they did with Kevin Owens and Miz.
Damn, hey. Remember when we were telling people about this? Like, don't underestimate your competition. You can't underestimate your competition. Now they're like,
Scattered.
swarming, right?
Scattered.
Just like trying to figure out how we're going to lock this person, how we're going to make this person happy. This week, and especially this week in the shows, didn't help.
No, definitely didn't. And
Right?
Yeah.
are you looking forward to AEW or?
Do you plan on watching it?
Yeah, I'll watch it. I mean, I'm looking forward to hopefully, one day probably wrestle there.
Wow.
See, he putting his hat in the ring now. He's on my side. Like, nah.
I'd rather at this point, if AEW is like it builds up to the hype, I'd probably want to go there for now.
I mean, with all the things that you're hearing, you got TV deals,
Right.
you got the merch popping, you have
Everything's in the movie.
health insurance.
We'll
this
get
is
into
all
that.
hype. They haven't
That's
done
very
anything
true.
yet.
I was
so
thinking about it on the way here. I'm like, all this hype, it could.
better deliver.
You have to deliver, right?
Well, when you have $10 billion, well, not $10 billion, we have somebody that's worth $10 billion to back you.
I understand, but we saw that with WCW, right?
Yeah, but I think but the thing is that they have somebody to learn from.
I understand, but I'm not jumping ship. I'm gonna watch both products.
No, I'm going to watch both products.
But I'm just, and WWE's been around for forever, and I think eventually
Since Genesis.
exactly, they'll figure it out eventually. But it's still there's still newcomers, right? They still gotta actually start their show and get it on and popping.
Speaking of Kevin Owens, here's an update.
You mean
We'll see. We talk outside of this. So anyway,
the point of the show, the podcast, is to talk now.
No, because we don't want to mess up coins. So.
Okay. All right. Kevin Owens.
Speaking of Kevin Owens, Owens has been trained at the Performance Center. He tweeted that he had his first match with Adam Cole in 4.5 years. I would have loved to be in the PC Center to watch that.
Wow. That sounds like that's really.
Maybe they filmed it for like a 24 or something.
That'd be dope.
That would be dope. Because I really want to see
his recovery.
Yeah.
I really want to see that.
I would love that.
And I didn't put this in here, but allegedly the reason why it's a delay on his comeback is because Vince is making him lose weight. As we've seen some of the pictures recently, he has been losing a lot of weight. But I'm ready for Owens to come back whenever.
Why?
Hmm?
Did they say why?
You know how Vince is. He always in shape guys.
Yeah.
Like who do you really outside of Mick Foley?
Yeah.
Who do you really see that he pushed that wasn't really like in shape,
Like
bulked up and everything?
I can't think of anybody. Okay.
So that's his desire. He sees it with Owens. He put 5 years behind him. So he's like, yo, in this 5 years, I need that.
That's a positive. I mean, you just want to
see him be better.
Yeah.
Speaking of AEW, the Lucha Bros have accepted a verbal offer from AEW this past week. In a match after SCU, Young Bucks asked them to join the promotion, close the deal. Apparently, the agreement seems to be only for Double or Nothing, as the Lucha Bros are already committed to AAA, CMLL, Impact, and maybe Lucha Underground if they have a 5th season. They recently finished their deal with MLW. So, more people added to AEW.
Well, not completely.
Not completely, but to the Double or Nothing show that is going to be freaking awesome. I want to see who they wrestle.
So maybe they'll just do the big shows.
Maybe.
Because they did All In.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
They're a hot commodity. Like WWE was trying to get them.
Right.
And they said no. So.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. Go ahead.
Speaking of, major WWE stars still without future deals. AJ Styles, who was rumored to have signed a new deal this past quarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Styles took to Twitter to debunk those rumors that he tweeted, "I know nothing about this." And he's been tweeting the past couple of days like, oh, how people try to report with false information and stuff like that. And also, who they're trying to re-sign is the Usos, whose contract is set to end in April. There's a feeling backstage that they won't re-sign with WWE, and they're eager trying to get them to re-sign the 5-year deal.
That's like I said before. I don't know what's their thing.
The Usos?
Yeah.
I think it's more so the fact that they've done everything they can,
Right.
tag team wise in WWE. Like they're like 6-time champions or something like that, 5-time champions. And
I mean, I think it is a whole lot more you can do, but you just have to have something creative for them, right?
I mean, they did just about everything when they changed characters.
right.
I mean,
guess,
they
but
won
there's
titles, so.
still feuds. Like we haven't really seen a feud with like the Good Brothers, with Sanity. You know what I mean? There's a whole lot that they can do instead of relying on the Usos and New Day. And I understand what both of you saying. Like they've done everything that you can,
Accomplished.
but you can put them on Raw, right? That's the whole point of drafts.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Or shake-ups.
Put them on Raw.
I just think that they don't have much faith in the tag team division in that company, as most of the
And
tag teams there.
and the thing is, it's there because then if like for example, Undisputed, you bring them up as a unit. You know, a lot. There's still things that you can do in the WWE, but the writing has to be committed to being better.
And they don't have faith in that apparently. Another person that they're still trying to work a deal.
And then on top of that, like Jimmy's wife or John's wife, you know.
That
Naomi.
doesn't really mean anything.
Does it? Because that should be a big factor. Because if you're not in the same promotion, how are you gonna? You know that should be a big factor.
It's gonna change. It's gonna change a lot because they don't have the same schedule. Even though they're still gonna live in Florida together, it's just gonna be totally different.
Different scheduling wise, and they're actually on the same show together, right? I think that definitely plays a big factor.
Another person that has taken WWE references out of his social media bio is the Undertaker.
Wow.
Apparently now he's taking bookings, and his first show is without WWE is gonna be April 28th for the Love of Wrestling convention in Liverpool.
Wow.
So I won't be surprised to see Undertaker into the Hall of Fame this year.
Well, I mean, they have to kind of make the Hall of Fame really big, right?
I heard that it's the opposite. They're not putting a lot of focus into the Hall of Fame this year because they're that whole
The Supercard thing.
Yeah, the Supercard.
I think that the Supercard thing is gonna. I think it's gonna be really good, but I think now that a lot of people won't be there, it won't be
That's
as
true.
good as we thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Because obviously we know after that, then New Japan and AEW are gonna work together.
Right.
But for that, all the people that people are looking forward to
Yeah.
is not gonna be there. So you know what I mean?
I mean, the hardcores are still gonna come out because then you get to see a lot of people from I get you
I
saying
understand.
the core people that you
Right, and
but-
then you still gonna have people, the marks that still love NXT,
Right.
right? And you still have there's quite a couple of feuds that they can really promote.
right.
So I think it was a hash decision, right? In regards to let's move it to Friday, you know?
Right. But you have to understand that during that WrestleMania weekend, it's just not people from here that's gonna come that weekend. It's gonna be people from all over around the world.
I
Which is
understand.
right. You still could sell out both shows. But I feel like people that's here, like for me, if I would have had to choose, I'd have chose Supercard because then I would see some of my favorite superstars, well, wrestlers
Yeah,
from New Japan I don't get to see.
Right.
I
Right.
could see NXT next month.
I understand, but a lot, even again, the people that you see in New Japan / Ring of Honor are not gonna be there. Even the Japanese wrestlers are not gonna be, you know what I mean, or finished or what have you. So.
I think they will be there by then. They should have their paperwork worked out that they have issues with right now.
I don't
But
know.
we'll
I just
see.
don't. I understand what you're saying, but I think that let's not underestimate Takeover as well, and think that.
No, I'm
they
not
can-
underestimating that at all.
I don't know.
I
You've
just
been
think-
on this whole.
I just think no. I'm talking about like going up against Hall of Fame. I could see
Yeah.
why, and I could see why they moved NXT just to. All right, let's just be sure. Let's not
I
play that
underst-
game.
Yeah, I understand, but now we see that they made a hash decision
Right.
when you could have just kept it, had confidence in your product, and produce a good product, so you wouldn't have to do this.
And that's the problem right there. They don't have the confidence.
Next topic.
Reason they should have confidence because they have people like the wrestlers they had during Heat Wave. As Dream, Black, and Ricochet defeated DIY and Adam Cole. I know that you guys had a chance to watch it during the Super Bowl.
I saw it, yes. It was very good.
It was
I'm going to watch it, but
it was
I
very
was
fast
at a
paced.
bar.
They, from the moment that the halftime started until the moment that halftime finished, they packed in a lot. Like, that crowd was hot for that match.
Where did it take place?
It was in the Performance Center.
Performance Center.
Oh, okay.
Like, they had sold tickets and invited some people.
Oh,
to come in.
nice.
And people, there was a real audience there. Nels went out there. Shout out to Nels. He was ringside. I'm like, you freaking hater.
Wow.
But, you know.
You always hate on somebody.
That's
pretty
my
cool.
brother.
Go to a
I'm
show
kidding.
in the Performance
Yeah.
Center. They never done
Yeah,
that before.
I think that's pretty cool. I
So,
definitely got to watch
Yeah,
it.
definitely check that out. 2 major injuries for the WWE superstars. According to Post Wrestling, Seth Rollins is dealing with an issue that was before his angle with Lesnar. Looks to do non-contact promos for the next few months. Also the reason why he missed Monday Night Raw this past week and allegedly dealing with a bad back.
Bad back is no joke.
I just feel for him because it's always around WrestleMania
We're
time.
always around WrestleMania.
Another person that's dealing with injury is Sasha Banks, who was also not cleared to work house shows this
My
week.
2 faves.
No official word on her injury. Of course, it seems to be her arm that she had with her match with Ronda.
Oh,
Because if you
wow.
watched it on Monday, right?
Oh, wow.
Gee, I wonder how that happened.
Right.
As you can see from this past Monday, she didn't really have any real contact in her match and pre-match beatdown.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was, and I told Jenna, if you look back to the promo with her and Bailey, she still has her arm close, and then she realized she does, and she like try to slowly put it down before anybody realizes that she's still favoring it.
Well, which is funny because she had the meet and greet in
Cricket.
Yeah, and she was putting her arm up and like this and that and the third. So I found that interesting that she did that. You caught that in the promo.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you know that you have to sell it to like, oh, I'm fine, and when you're so used to backstage, you're like, probably still had it, and then you took it off and not realizing, But yeah, those are the 2 injuries that's dealing with WWE right now. We wish them a speedy recovery. Most likely, Sasha should be ready by next Sunday for the Elimination Chamber. Well, I hope so.
I hope so because we hope so.
They're probably gonna. Hopefully they'll win. So
Because this is an Elimination Chamber.
This
like
is what we've been
like
waiting for.
That's kind of brutal in there. So
Is the man legit hurt or is it a work? Lynch has also missed house shows this past weekend, which speculates if her knee injury is legit or not.
bro, imagine.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either.
I think they're just playing into it
no, yeah.
by not letting her do house shows.
Yeah.
Because they did a little blumber on Rumble, during Rumble. There was a little blumber with her that a lot of people caught, but I don't think it was like really.
Okay, so what was it?
When she first fell, she grabbed her right knee,
Oh, okay.
and then later on she favored to the left. So it's just like,
Oh.
and even on SmackDown when she jumped down from the ring, she
Yeah.
jumped down on both legs. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Like,
And not only that, when there's moments when she's walking,
right,
you don't see there's a limp.
right.
Yeah.
So, AEW makes an official offer to big WWE superstar. Apparently, AEW has officially approached Randy Orton with an outstanding offer, an offer too good to be turned down. And apparently, Orton is at least entertaining the idea.
Well, what's an offer that's too good? Because I know Randy makes, I want to say probably like a couple of millions.
Yeah.
So I mean, but you see, this is what I was saying before. WCW was doing the same thing, offering really big contracts, and then they eventually couldn't back up all these big contracts. So
Well, this is probably going to be their first big contract offer. And then, too, you have to remember that Randy.
why of Randy though?
Because Randy and Cody are very close.
I understand, but Randy's also what, like 30-something?
No,
And
he's
he-
in his 40s now.
Is he?
Almost. I think he's-
Fat check.
Fact check. But he's not. He's still good. Like that. Like RKO is one of my favorite like finishers.
Right.
It's always
But he's
smooth.
another one that like he's kind of
He's 38.
done everything.
Yeah. Okay.
He's 38.
All right. Listen.
He still got some in the tank. You can give him a good 2 years.
All right. Hey, listen.
Can you
Is
imagine?
his contract's coming up?
Probably.
Randy's. Yeah.
Probably that or ask for a release.
I don't see.
I can see a good Randy Orton versus Kenny Omega.
Really?
Yo, Randy Orton is the bout machine. Not Randy Orton. Kenny Omega is the bout machine.
I understand that from Kenny's end, but Randy is.
Because you know what it is, and this is part of it. I read that
You
too.
just know everything, huh? You just know what.
What I was reading.
Go ahead.
I spent a lot of time
Go
reading.
ahead.
That a lot of people feel like he's been lazy these past couple of years with WWE, and he's just been coasting. So he still has a lot to give, and you know, when he was on, he was on. So I can still see that.
When he was younger.
Right, when he was younger. So I can still see that.
I mean, I'm not saying Randy can't go. I mean, he has his moments where you see this, he's rejuvenated and energized and into it. But, well, maybe I guess he just needs a new scenery as well.
Yeah, same thing with Usos. Jimmy Havoc has also officially signed with the AEW. So that's a big sign for them as well. A lot of people are happy. There were some haters, and Jimmy Havoc actually responded to that on Twitter. So
this is going to be a really short show, huh?
Yeah, it is. Which leads to the debate for us tonight. Did you want to go with the WWE one, or did you want to go with the tag team one?
Isn't that WWE?
Yeah, but, there's two different questions.
What was the question that you had?
Well, the question I had was, have you seen much change since their announcement of better product?
Yeah, we can talk about both since...
Yeah, we have time.
We have time, right?
Yeah, so you want to talk about the tag team first or the WWE?
We'll
let the guest start first.
Have you seen...
Let's do the tag team.
Okay.
Do the tag team first.
So how do you feel about the women's tag team division and looking forward to it as after the Elimination Chamber happens?
Well, no, that wasn't the question.
That was your question. So
that wasn't my question, actually. Just how do you feel in regards to the random pairings? That's what I'm saying.
It was your question, so go ahead and ask it.
Relax. We have a guest on the show. Respect me and respect him.
Not in front of the company.
Well, you already started it.
Anyway,
what do you think in regards to the random pairings of the teams? Do you think it's fair that on SmackDown they just said, "There you go"?
I didn't understand that at all. What was the point in doing the tag matches on Raw then? If they were just gonna, but did they just throw in Carmella and Naomi too?
Mm-hmm. Everyone on SmackDown
I don't
got
get
thrown
that.
in. And then for that matter, I don't think it should have been 6 teams. You could have made it 4. You could have made it Riott Squad, Boston Hug, the Iconics, and Sonya and Mandy.
No, they could have made it 6. They could have just picked 2 from NXT.
Okay, I understand that, but I just feel like, again, I'll say it before and I'll say it now, I'm still in favor of women tag team matches and champions, but let it make sense. And I think not everyone had to be in a team to compete for this. You didn't have to have your whole division compete, right? You could have had, like I said, 4 teams, and then everyone else do whatever, such as, even though we already saw Alexa the majority of the past 2 years in the championship picture, Mickey and her didn't have to pair up. Natalia and Dana didn't have to pair up.
That didn't have to happen.
Although, if what happened this past week, I don't know if you noticed, they had a little promo backstage, a segment backstage. Did you see that?
Who?
Natalia and Dana Brooke.
No.
Well, essentially, she apologized, right? And it was just for making them lose, and then said, "I can beat you," blah blah blah. They didn't have a match.
Yeah, I did see that actually.
So I don't mind seeing that. Okay,
because they're building kind of something.
Maybe they can build that into a feud and on the kickoff show or something.
Right.
I wouldn't mind seeing that, but that's my point. Not everyone had to be in a tournament,
Right.
So
I
mean, they could have. I would have honestly just had a team from Raw, a team from SmackDown, a number one contender match, just because the Elimination Chamber, if you were gonna do qualifying matches, you should have done that for both brands, unless because the tag team titles aren't they gonna be both brands, right?
Essentially,
they
yeah.
could
We
have.
still don't know.
They
Still don't know.
They could have had
most
Raw
likely.
versus SmackDown on
whatever.
I mean, it just didn't make sense that you would throw 3 teams on SmackDown and then make the Raw people qualify while also just throwing teams together. It just kind of seems rushed. They should have, when they announced that like you said, they should have built it a little more.
Bit better, yeah.
I think it's more so that SmackDown doesn't have that many women on there
Exactly.
to create the teams,
Right.
and this is why I said they should have did 2, 2, and 2, because I think it would be dope to have Io Shirai and Kairi Sane, how they've been teaming together, right?
And who
And
else?
and whoever else they've been fighting on NXT these past couple of weeks. You could have built these up, like you said. It's just a matter of building up in the past couple of weeks. Like you could have had them pop up.
The other 4 horsewomen.
Those two, that could have been a nice way to introduce them.
They're not ready, but I get
you.
Yeah,
you could introduce them as well. Like you made this announcement a couple of weeks ago of people coming up from NXT. This was a perfect time to bring up a tag team, so you could throw not so much of a call up, but to include them in the elimination chamber.
So yeah, and then my thing is also too. So after it's all said and done, whoever wins at elimination chamber, like, are they going to be feuding on like dual brands? Like, are they going to jump to NXT? Are they going to jump to SmackDown? So a lot of this is still like murky or whatever. Like I said, I'm happy that they have this, but and obviously I keep saying women's wrestling is in the forefront. Like the women's superstars are much better than the males at this point.
Right.
It's time to. I think they should bring up more women and like have it as a stack roster, so you have the option of, okay, let's have them as a tag team. Let's have the Raw Women's Champion, the SmackDown Women's Champion, and even have a mid-card champion. Because like I said before, I think they should have a mid-card title too. Because they can't all be fighting for one title, because then everyone else is just like, okay, and catering.
Right. Oh. And I agree with that. And the problem is that they don't, then like you said, they don't have enough people up.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, don't rush the tag team if you're not ready. And they wasn't ready, and they still rushed it.
Right.
So now we're about to get what with the tag team titles? It's
not even that they rushed it, but because this was in the works since last year. They just didn't. Again, you focus on one thing like Ronda, or you focus on Alexa for a good majority of the year, or you focus on Charlotte. You know what I mean?
Right.
All this stuff you could have been focusing in on last year, so we could have seen it at WrestleMania, or we could have saw it at SummerSlam, or we could have seen it at Evolution, especially Evolution. That would have been perfect then.
Right.
That would have been perfect.
You know what I mean? Such a iconic, historic moment.
Right.
You know, you threw all those people in that battle royal, like it could have.
That could have been that, and then also too, I know how you feel, and I know how you feel. The Bella should be a part of this some way, somehow.
I think so.
Yeah.
Why do you think so? Because we know how you feel, but how do you feel?
I mean, it would only be right to add them to at least eventually. I mean, they don't have to do it right now, but I mean, I think eventually they should put them in there just because they were like one of the first official like women's tag teams before they had like a whole division.
Yeah,
they came in like 10 years ago. There wasn't like an actual tag team. So
I agree.
When they came back, that would have been perfect if they did the women's tag team championship at Evolution, and instead of the Ronda Nikki
match
situation, Brie was already back. Mm-hmm. They could have faced the Iconics or something, mm-hmm. or all the people that were in the battle royal. They could have done something.
Did something with that. I
agree.
But
by that logic, then you might as well have brought Lee Koo back.
Well, okay, fine, yeah, but that's essentially what he's saying in regards to you had all those people that came back in the battle royal, which you've seen some of those people or what have you.
Right.
You could have done that. We know they wouldn't have won. Same thing with Trish
right.
and Lita. We know they wouldn't have won.
Well, in that case, yeah, but in terms of like this elimination chamber, try to bring them for this.
I'm not saying that, and I don't think he's saying that. Or you mean in regards to the Bella Twins?
The Bella Twins.
That's why I would have eventually. I mean, they could have.
I would have.
I think eventually.
I just feel like I'm not the biggest Bella Twins fan. I know you're not. I know you are.
Right.
But I agree. Like they're no matter how much you try to like slice it, they're a big part of the women's evolution. They are.
Okay.
They are.
Okay.
They're not?
I don't say they're a big part. I'll say they're a part of it. I'm not going to say they're a big part of it.
I mean, at the end of the day, all the women that have wrestled in the WWE
it's a part of it.
Big part of it.
Okay. That's a discussion for another day because that's like a whole nother show.
Bring him back on?
I'll come back.
I would say we need to do a special show on certain topics because those are like discussions that need to be sit down and really discuss. We should have had
all women's. Anyway, that's besides the point. I just think that regardless, they're a big part of the women's evolution in wrestling, and they're a tag team. They're a legit tag team. They are a legit tag team.
Unlike Naomi and Carmella.
And Carmella, this is an exact conversation that we're having. A legitimate tag team that still wrestles, not like cool, right? Like they wrestle still. They should have been a part of it. Instead of, again, like you said, throwing Naomi and Carmella together, or Dana and Natalya, like, or Nikki and Alicia, even though if you actually play it out, it makes sense. But all these random ass teams, when you had an actual tag team that still can fight.
Well, again, is up like, why are they not wrestling right now?
I don't know.
And that's my biggest thing is you came back, you disappear. You come back, you disappear. Like, what are you doing? Are you retired? You're not retired? What's your status?
But I don't think that's on them or the WWE. I think it's just maybe it's on both sides. You know, Bree's a mother. I don't know. I can't answer that. Can you answer that? You know what I mean?
But that's my thing. It's like,
did they consider it? We don't even know that it was even considered. Telling them, hey, listen, do you guys want to be a part of this? We don't know that. We don't know if they were asked. Maybe they wanted to be a part of it.
So being a part of it, in my opinion, when we speak about that as for Elimination Chamber, I wouldn't have been okay with them going to Elimination Chamber.
But then who do we put in besides the teams that we have?
Should have did 2 and 2 and 2.
But why? Why wouldn't you have been okay with them being
Because,
there?
again, you don't know what they're doing. That's like an empty slot that you, even though it's happening already, at least with this, we have current people that's been putting in the work, been on the road trips. At least they're giving them a spot at a pay-per-view so they get that pay-per-view pay, as opposed to somebody that's popping up in and out. If you show up for WrestleMania, you want to show up for SummerSlam, you want to show up for Royal Rumble, cool, whatever. These small ones with Elimination Chamber, and these are their pay. Like, let the people get paid that's actually putting in the work and traveling.
I understand that, but at the same time, then it's random. It's random. At the end of the day, Dana and Natalya aren't going to get their pay.
Right.
Alicia and Nikki didn't get their pay because they're not on the pay-per-view.
But the people that's in the pay-per-view anyway, that's been traveling, is still going to get that pay.
But Naomi and Carmella is there for what?
And Nikki,
they're going to get their pay. Cool, great, but for what?
And the Bellators have been there for what? To take the same L. So what bring them? Why?
But they're a legitimate tag team.
But they're gonna come in and take the same L.
But they're a legitimate tag team.
But they're gonna come in and take the same L. So what's the difference between having Nikki, Naomi, and Carmella take the L?
Because they're not a tag team.
So what? They've been putting in the work. Let them get their
How?
shine.
What work? In what sense? That is a tag team.
It doesn't matter. I'm talking about the work in general.
If they were built up as an actual tag team, I think it would make more sense.
Exactly.
But
no, I'm not saying that it doesn't make sense. In a sense-wise, I get it. But my point is, it's an Elimination Chamber. This is not Royal Rumble. This is not WrestleMania.
But it's also for the first ever
tag team
title.
And then we have
it would bring more legitimacy to the match than just throwing teams together. But
and as much as you know, again, you're not the biggest.
Sides,
you're not the biggest Bella Twins fan. They do bring in like
viewership.
That alone would help. You saying a little pay-per-view? No, that's a pay-per-view that would get legitimate views. And Elimination Chamber is a pretty legit like stipulation,
right?
Especially when you had the first ever women's Elimination Chamber
reward
match last year.
Reward the girls that's been on the trip. That's my opinion. This is like, we always talk about how people come in and part-time them.
I understand that.
I get it. They don't make sense as a team. That's not their fault. Let them rock. That's my opinion.
I'm not saying that it's their fault, but they're saying
Bella's get enough checks. They all right.
I'm not saying it's not about checks or not. I don't even, and we're making it seem like they're all about checks because they ain't about. They love wrestling.
I'm not saying that's like I said. For me, it's just like, let the people that's been working, let them get that shine. You never know what's gonna play out. You never know if Carmella's going to turn on Naomi. You don't know what's going to happen in there. Let it play out.
Any final thoughts?
He already said he saw both sides.
Yeah, I mean, I get both sides, but I wish that they would have built the teams that were just
I agree with that.
I think we all agree with that.
When it was announced, I think if they were going to do Carmella and Naomi, they should have established that.
You know what it was with the Naomi and Carmella? It wasn't supposed to be Naomi and Carmella. It was supposed to be Naomi and Lana. But then they did the injury angle with Lana this past Rumble, which forced Carmella. And they're doing that now. Carmella, Naomi, and Lana are having Twitter beef about that. So that's what I'm saying. You never know what's going to play out in the Elimination Chamber because it was supposed to be Naomi and Lana, since that's what they've been doing, the dance thing and whatever have you.
Well, that's our show.
Yep.
So it looks like we don't have to talk about the other topic.
No, that was
I saved the day as always.
sure.
Was that not my?
Thank you to TKO for coming through tonight, being part of the Mixed Tag Show.
Yeah, it was an honor after
TKO
listening.
in blue.
No.
TKO in blue.
We already have a hashtag stating
TK Crew in blue.
Nope, it's not happening.
She cheated you out of points. How about that? So, I'm joking.
I still came in second.
You still came in second.
I still came in second.
Thank you, sir, for coming onto the show. It's very appreciated.
And also, as always, if you want to purchase some of the merch that we have here, the man T-shirt right there by TKO, Eddie Guerrero,
Viva la Raza,
over here with Gina.
And Bob wearing Sasha Banks' I'm the Boss shirt.
Bob Banks.
Bob Banks.
You go ahead and click on the link in our bio on our link tree
Mr.
at
Bob.
the Mixed Tag Show or on our personal at
Miss Jenna Baby BAYBEE
or at Blue Magic Ground Spell Sound. Or I get there.
Okay, because you didn't do it in the beginning.
I get there.
All right, I got your back.
No, you do that. I was saving it for the end so people can remember.
Okay.
See? Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
On it, and make sure you click on the On It link. Also in the same description, bio, all that, with the code name TMTS. Same thing with Collar and Elbow.
Sorry.
TMTS on the code name as well. Tell everybody where they can find you. Plug in your YouTube channel where he got some great Royal Rumble views. Got his subscribers up.
My man got like
share some with us.
A million subscribers and views.
We're gonna share this. We're gonna put this on yours too. So
right.
Okay.
We actually got a little skit too.
Yeah.
Hopefully
We did a skit.
You know.
That was fun.
It was fun.
I played the.
Don't give it away.
No.
Oh well.
No.
When you guys put it out?
Huh.
It's
plug in your YouTube, plug in your Instagram,
my
Twitter.
YouTube channel, well, everything's really the same. My YouTube channel, Twitter, and Instagram is TKO Kosenko, KOCENKO. I can't really post fan pics really anymore, but I try to post as much as I can.
He tries to keep the public happy, is what he's trying to say.
I got to keep it low key though now.
So pay attention to his content.
But yeah, stay tuned because you never know. I might show up on a show, or a show near you soon. So follow me on my journey.
Exactly. We may have to invite him back as a wrestler guest,
right?
Oh, yeah.
Not just
that'd be great.
A pundit, but an actual wrestler.
Hey,
right? I think and that's gonna be
sky's the limit,
right? TKO. It has to be.
What?
Your name, your wrestling name.
Yeah, TKO. That's what I'm gonna go with. I mean,
it works. And his
unless they deny it, but that's what I'm gonna go in with TKO Kosenko. So
make sure you copyright that.
Yeah, do your due diligence now.
Yeah, because I feel there's a lot of wrestlers that's trying to leave. WWE.
They've been doing that these last couple of weeks.
I think some haven't. Anyway.
No, some have. The Good Brothers have. The Revival have.
Yeah.
I think the only people I wonder what the Usos have. Dum dum dum.
Dum dum dum.
And on that note, I bid you adieu. Goodbye. Mwah. And good. Wait. Night. No, wait.
Damn it, Blue.
We gotta do it again. Hold up. Don't cut it off.
Oh.
And on that note,
next week is
I'm gonna edit this out.
No, don't edit it.
I'm editing this.
Don't edit this. No, this is
on
funny.
On that note, I bid you adieu. Goodbye. Mwah. And good night.
It's the Mixed Tag Show. Mixed Tag Show. With Jenna and Blue. Damn.
Hey, did you like this episode? Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to share this with your friends. Also follow us on our social media at The Mixed Tag Show.